Hey, what's up everyone? Trent here. Believe it or not, my fun fact when I go to parties is that I have made over 40,000 cold calls. Girls really love that line, so you should totally give it a try. If you stick around to the end of the video, you are gonna learn what you should not say on cold calls and what you should say, my exact talk track, so that you can set more meetings. A couple key points to note is that there is not one universal talk track that is gonna guarantee more meetings. Cold calling is both an art and a science. It's hard to do, not everybody loves it, but the people that can adopt it and really buy in, and the best advice I ever got is that cold calling is never going away. Whether you are an entry-level SDR or BDR who just is trying to figure out how to do it, or you're a chief revenue officer at a public company, you need to be able to cold call. It's never going away, so embrace it, adopt it, and watch videos like these, role plays with others, listen to your teammates' calls, and figure out how you can get better, and it will become a lot more fun. If you're new to the channel, subscribe now for daily sales videos. If you've seen one of my videos before, this is video 131 in a row, helping salespeople like you become more effective, get promotions, make more money, find their dream job. You can drop a like on the video as well. I was speaking with a group of salespeople. Someone reached out to me at another company and said, hey Trent, can you come speak to my sales team? We're just starting prospecting, it's week one. I came in and I said, okay, perfect. What are the challenges you're facing? And naturally, we got to cold calling. They're trying to figure out, how do I articulate my value prop in a succinct manner? What do I say? How many times should I call people at a company? How many people from a company should I even call? And it all boils down to, what do you actually say on the phone? So we're gonna talk about what you should not say first. And remember, what is the purpose of a cold call? Write it in the comments below, I'll give you a second. Without skipping ahead, what is the purpose of a cold call? What are you selling? You are selling time. You are calling a stranger out of the blue to get them to agree to your meeting. That's oftentimes the purpose of a cold call. So you need to be very clear about what is your ask, reverse engineer. So you eventually gonna have to say, what is your availability XYZ to set up a call? That is your ask. So how do you start the call to get to that point? When you're calling a stranger, think about when you receive a cold call, that awkward person, hey, this is Susan from AT&T. You're immediately, your hair jumps up on your arm, you're like, oh no. Somebody is trying to do something bad to me. I don't like this. So think about how you feel receiving a cold call. Now think about how the prospect feels when you were cold calling them during the business day, when they're most likely working on something else. They have other priorities. They may be stressed out. They may have things going on in their personal life. So they're gonna reflect that mood and attitude. You never know what people are going through on the cold call. So it's your job and responsibility to have cold call opening lines that effectively break the ice, build rapport, and give you enough leeway to then be able to get into your talk track. Cold call lines that you should not say. Is now a good time? Are you Susan? Are you Jimmy? Are you the VP of whatever? And I wrote some other ones down. Do you have a minute? Is this your title? Trying to make conversation. In the role play we did on Friday, he said, hey, how have you been? Which is okay. And then he said, yeah, I noticed you've been in Utah for 2 years. Like, how do you like that? Don't try and make conversation. Here's what you do. Here's what you should be doing on the cold call. Psychologically, we as humans need to know, why are we here? What is happening? So when you get a call out of the blue, your immediate, deepest human urge is to understand, who is this person? Why are they calling me? What do they want? How can I help them? So you need to say, hey, this is Trent calling from Qualtrics. How are you? Some people won't like that. Some people don't like that line. You may be thinking, oh, you got to ask, do you have 27 seconds? That opening line is solely build rapport. Hey, viewer, this is Trent from Qualtrics. How are you? You're either going to say good, or you're going to say, how can I help you? I'm going to say perfect. Here's the key. Here's what you say on every cold call. The reason I'm calling you is, insert the reason. You should play with different reasons. A couple of those reasons could be, the reason I'm calling you is to ask you to like this video now if you haven't already. That's a joke, but you should totally do it if you haven't. The reason I'm calling you is that I'm following up on an email I had sent you yesterday. Does the name Qualtrics ring a bell? The reason I'm calling you this morning is that I noticed that you oversee the HR vision and strategy over at Apple. Is employee engagement a priority for you this year? The reason I'm calling you is that other leaders I work with in your space are typically interested in reducing attrition. my company, Qualtrics, helps you with XYZ. The point is you need to tell them the reason you're calling up front so that they say, okay, that's okay. And then perhaps ask a very open-ended, broad question. And then you get into a 10 to 15 second pitch of the value proposition your company can deliver them. If you're gonna ask for somebody's time, you need to be able to tell them why it's worth them taking the time. You need to help them feel like your solution will make them look good. And if they feel like your solution will help them, specifically help them get that promotion, they'll say, great, let's talk about it. And then from that point, it's your job to talk about how it's gonna impact the business so that they can justify a case to buy your solution. Those are the cold calling opening lines you should not do. You should not ask the stupid questions of, is now a good time? Is now a bad time? Is your title XYZ? Hey, I'm looking for Brad, and it is Brad. You need to make educated assumptions, and if you're calling the person, you need to assume, you're talking to them, you need to assume you know what's important to them, and you gotta give it to them. And that's what you should be doing on a cold call. I really appreciate you watching this video. I hope this helps. This is just a flavor, and there's a lot of flavors in the color wheel here. So check out the full playlist of all the cold calling strategies. I wanna help you, so let me know in the comments how I can help you, what questions you have. Reach out to me on LinkedIn with any specific questions as well. I always get back to you. And of course, subscribe to this video, this channel, and share this video with a friend who needs some help setting more meetings. I'll see you guys on the front lines. Let's go make those cold calls.